Still stung after last week's loss to the Cats, Collingwood were near unbackable favourites to bounce back against the Crows at Etihad Stadium. All the talk in Adelaide was about a man not travelling with the side. Banished to the Sandful, Taylor Walker had kicked 12 majors in exile, a couple of beers at the footy, proving a more interesting stat for the Wowsers. In a week where the reigning premiers welcomed the return of their skipper Nick Maxwell from injury and the signature of Scott Pendlebury, the Pies moved quickly into gear.
Pendlebury fast hands McCarthy, a little right foot grubber along the ground. Oh, brilliant creativity from McCarthy.
But Collingwood were wary against a side which restricted them to just 6 goals the last time they met in round 21 last year.
It's the monster run up from Tippett and he hasn't let them down. He's kicked the goal 3 in a row for Adelaide.
Adelaide's midfield on top in the first quarter. Kurt Tippett the beneficiary.
It's all about accuracy. 2 in a row for Tippett, 4 in a row for the Adelaide Crows.
The Pies clawing one back to make the difference 7 at the first break.
Wellingham burst through Gerard. Oh boy, wowee.
No panic for the Pies at quarter time, but Mick Malthouse would soon have cause for concern.
Left foot around the corner, good ball. Mark taken by Brodie Smith.
After kicking 6 last week against the Suns, Dangerfield was soon on the board.
Adelaide now by 17 points.
The famed Collingwood machine was grinding to a halt. Tippett was having a field day up forward, and when Smith goaled, the lead was out to 29.
Oh, look at this. And the mark taken in the end there by Gunston. Norm goes over the top, high ball taken. Mark, run. Smith to the open goal, got it.
The Pies were desperate to stop the rot before half-time, their first fluid movement of the quarter amounting to little.
Side bottom, goal! Touched off the boot. No goal. Touched off the boot. Side bottom celebrating, said, what for?
The reigning premiers 5 goals down at half-time, 2 goals 10 to 8-4. There was a sense of inevitability about it, and it was a new-look Collingwood who re-emerged after the break. Dawes putting them on the board inside a minute.
Looks pretty good.
You could feel the black and white intensity lifting when Buckley goaled.
Pendlebury give it to the right foot of Buckley. He said, no, I'm going to get back on my left. Now I'll give to you. Buckley from the pocket. Great ball. Touch to the line, was it? Goal. Goal it is to Buckley. Collingwood 2 in 2 minutes.
And while Adelaide was still able to counterpunch through Dangerfield, it was Heath Shaw who flew the reigning premiers' true colours.
A couple of bounces, a triple, a quadruple from 50 metres out. Shaw running towards goal. It's going to be a goal.
Brilliant play.
One of the goals of the year from Heath Shaw.
But the Crows weren't about to lie down.
It leaves Reid to go 1-on-2. Sloane could have gone for Tippett. He went over the top, needs a good roll. I think he's got it, he has. Sloane from beyond the arc.
The two sides squared off against each other in what was eventually an 11-goal third quarter.
Sold from Candy, brings it back on the right. Remarkable goal from Andrew Cracker. Clever and clean was Cracker.
Collingwood getting the best of it, closing the gap to 2 goals at three-quarter time.
He'll grab this and hit the goal. They've got an easy one, Collingwood.
The premiers were flying into the final term.
Unbelievable jack in the box.
But whatever the reigning premiers threw at them, the Crows would throw straight back. They kicked the first 2 of the last.
Adelaide by 23.
But Collingwood would then change gears. They moved Tarrant forward, and dominating the clearances, they enjoyed a glut of possession, quickly gobbling up Adelaide's lead.
From 50 metres out. Kick is a long one. It's a goal. Collingwood have hit the front.
Once they hit the front, it was a highlights reel for the home side. Dale Thomas unloaded the torp.
Thomas gets onto it. It's a miracle kick. Thomas has unloaded the biggest barrel of his career.
Cracker too, spectacular.
Gathers, kick around the bodies, kick a goal. You are a remarkable machine, Andrew Cracker.
The comeback as complete as it was spectacular. In the end, Collingwood had kicked the last 11 goals of the match to steamroll the Crows by 43 points. David Murdoch, Big Pond Sport.